Now at 10, another record-shattering day for Utah. Its highest recorded count of new daily COVID-19 cases. The governor's warning tonight.
Not a law firm in the entire city of New York bid for my employment as a lawyer.
Plus, many across the country mourning tonight. The Supreme Court justice who defied the odds and broke the glass ceiling dies at the age of 87. A look back at Ruth Bader Ginsburg's incredible legacy. And a 22-year-old is dead after a police chase ends in a shootout. We are live from the scene with the latest.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Emily Flores. Thank you for joining us here for the ABC4 News at 10 o'clock. It was a wild shootout at a busy Midvale intersection. A 22-year-old suspect dead in the Unified Police Department with their second officer-involved shooting investigation in 2 days' time. Now, this all unfolded around 6:30 at the intersection of 7200 South and Bingham Junction Boulevard, the map marking the spot. ABC4's Rick Aaron live with the details on how this all started. Rick.
Well, Emily, according to police, it all began a few blocks east of here on the other side of Interstate 15 at a Motel 6. That's where officers spotted a suspect in a string of robberies and drive-by shootings, a man who had eluded them for weeks and in fact got away in a pursuit just yesterday. This time he jumped into a black SUV and took off down 7200 South. Now, officers spiked his tires and he drove westbound in the eastbound lanes of 7200 South before his car came to a stop here in the intersection. That's when the wanted suspect and two female passengers jumped out and ran.
Another passenger got out of the car and then produced a handgun and fired around at officers. Officers then returned fire. That male is a 22-year-old male, and we have just received word that he is deceased. He was initially transported to a local hospital.
Now, they have not released the man's name because they are still notifying his relatives. As for the other passengers, the original suspect they were looking for and one female were taken into custody here at the scene. Another woman was apparently hiding in the bushes for over 2 hours. They just found her about 8:40 this evening and took her into custody as well. Now, fortunately, no officers were injured in this incident. Now, this shooting will be investigated by Critical Incident Protocol Team Number 1. That is the same team that is investigating yesterday's officer-involved shooting that took place in Holiday, also involving unified police officers. And Sergeant Melody Cutler told me that these two concurrent investigations do put a strain on the department in terms of resources and manpower, as all of the officers involved who fired their weapons will be put on administrative leave. Reporting live in Midvale, Rick Aaron, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Rick. Well, in our coronavirus coverage tonight, another huge jump in COVID-19 cases today. The health department reporting 1,117 new infections. Now, that shatters yesterday's previous one-day record of 911 cases and raises our rolling 7-day average to 726 positive tests a day. Today's new cases bringing our overall case count to 61,775 infections. The death toll remaining at 437 Utahns who have died from the virus. Right now, 131 patients are hospitalized across the state with COVID-19. Governor Gary Herbert saying that he will be meeting with the Unified Command for Coronavirus Response again on Monday, considering adjusting options, including moving back to orange phase restrictions and even a statewide mask mandate. Those are all up for discussion. The governor stating, "I'd like to emphasize that all of the tools the government has for controlling the spread of COVID-19 are on the table. We are seriously considering each one of them." Well, the Canyon School Board spent more than 2 hours tonight in an emergency meeting to come up with a plan to respond to the rising number of COVID-19 cases. This comes after Corner Canyon High School reported 40 positive cases with 500 students quarantined. ABC4's Rosie Nguyen joining us live in studio with that story. And Rosie, what are those numbers compared to other districts?
Emily, this number is the highest count of positive COVID-19 cases we've seen of any Utah school so far. District officials note this will likely be an uphill battle as cases continue to climb. What the board is trying to do is find a balance between all sides of concerned teachers, students, and parents.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
During an emergency meeting tonight, the Canyon School Board voted unanimously to pass an amended version of the district's list of recommendations on how to respond to the growing number of positive COVID-19 cases. Those include creating a dashboard online to keep track of the positive COVID-19 cases and other data, developing 3 tiers of concerns classified by the number of positive cases, and the establishment of a threshold when a school would be moved to online learning only. This comes after a COVID-19 outbreak forced Corner Canyon High School to move to online-only learning for the next 2 weeks. One parent we talked to says she's frustrated.
Why are you sending home healthy kids from school who are coming into a classroom where they are sanitizing, they are wearing masks, they're being distanced as they're asked to?
Meanwhile, nearly 24 concerned parents, students, and teachers came to voice their frustration. One teacher says the district should have incorporated a hybrid schedule from the start.
Mainly because it would have given the option to have less students in the building at one time, and it would have allowed one day for teachers who are doing online and in-person instruction time to plan.
Board members say navigating the COVID-19 pandemic is extremely difficult, but they are doing their best to find the balance between all sides.
Everyone, whether you were a parent, whether you were a student, whether you're a teacher, all of your voices matter.
Still a lot more work to do. The board will meet again next Friday, but this time to discuss the possibility of moving in-school learning from 5 days to 4 days to alleviate that teacher burnout. Emily, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rosie. Well, it's a big concern as we head into the weekend. We're now talking about fire danger. This is a number of wildfires burn across the state tonight. People out recreating are responsible for sparking at least 3 of the wildfires burning right now. That's the William, Ether Hollow, and Goshen fires, all of which we're told started from target shooting. And for the past 2 weekends, we've seen new human-caused fires. Well, fire danger. Hi, Alana. You've been tracking this for us, right?
I have. Throughout the day today, Emily, the bulk of the state was under a red flag warning. Winds have relaxed, and as we take that look from this gorgeous photo that Chris Williams sent us, you can see there wasn't much of a sunset. We had those cloudy skies and this gusty southwesterly winds throughout the evening. They started to calm things down, but a red flag holds on for the San Rafael Swell and portions of southern Utah as well as the eastern side of the state as we head into tomorrow. Remember, we get those gusty winds, but we also have the heat playing a role in this as well as relative humidity. Today we made it into the upper 80s in Salt Lake, mid 80s in Provo, 99 in St. George, 93 at Lake Powell. These temperatures significantly above where we should be this time of year. We've had a week with high pressure in control, and that kept our numbers pretty high. As we look at our highest wind gusts, you can see we were clocking some pretty decent numbers in Evanston, Salt Lake, Milford, Cedar City at 39 miles per hour. These gusty winds can often easily spread flames, which is why on a day like today, we have to be extra careful. Relative humidity now rebounding as we head into the overnight, but you can see there were some pretty poor locations. This is expressed in percent, and whenever you see teens, even this late into the overnight, not good news. So very, very dry out there. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to see some changes. We've already got a cold front tracking towards us with cooler air behind it. Ahead of it, the winds hang on. So I'm going to break down the timeline on this storm system and how it will impact your weekend coming up in my full forecast. Emily, back to you.
All right, Alana, thank you. Well, at 87 years old, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the powerhouse Supreme Court justice and champion for women's rights, has died. According to the Supreme Court spokeswoman, Bader Ginsburg died this evening, surrounded by her family at her home in Washington, D.C. This all due to complications of pancreatic cancer. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
She was just the second woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg's true legacy may be as the legal architect of the equal rights movement. She graduated at the top of her class at Columbia Law School. Her career began in the 1950s when sexual and racial discrimination was a fact of life.
Not a law firm in the entire city of New York bid for my employment as a lawyer.
Eventually, she was hired by the American Civil Liberties Union. There, she would help lead a movement that changed the nation, challenging laws that treated men and women differently in employment, housing, and government benefits. She was appointed to the High Court by President Clinton in 1993.
In her pioneering work in behalf of the women of this country, She has compiled a truly historic record of achievement.
As a Supreme Court justice, she was best known for the far-reaching decision that struck down the Virginia Military Institute's men-only admission policy.
Those doors that were shut tight against us are now open. So, long term, I remain optimistic.
Justice Ginsburg was known as a judicial workhorse. She worked throughout her treatment for cancer in 1999 and again 10 years later. In January 2019, her recovery from surgery to remove cancerous lesions from her lung forced her to miss oral arguments, but she continued working from home. Ginsburg became something of a pop culture icon late in her life. This comedic but still reverent impression of her on Saturday Night Live.
I'm never gonna step down now. You can't get rid of me.
A documentary titled RBG, after a nickname given to her by fans, and the 2018 film On the Basis of Sex, focusing on her push for equal rights. On social issues like civil rights, abortion, and separation of church and state, she was a consistent liberal, yet she won the admiration of many conservatives for her grasp of the law and carefully considered opinions. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Well, local leaders now taking the time to share their thoughts on her passing. Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson stating Justice Ginsburg broke ground in glass ceilings at the same time. She fought for equality and justice and never backed down in the face of opposition. She is a hero to me and millions of other women who look to her as a North Star for her principled leadership. We will miss her more than we realize today, and we should all mourn together for the loss of a great American treasure. Governor Gary Herbert also commenting Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a force of nature. She had a keen intellect and a tremendous work ethic. She broke through countless barriers, shattering ceilings and leading the way for women to have more involvement in government. She was a true pioneer in every sense. Utah Senator Mitt Romney adding his condolences as well this evening. Reading in part, he said Justice Ginsburg served our nation with a deep reverence for the law and our Constitution. Her fight for women's equality inspired all women to pursue their dreams without limits, and her grit, character, and sharp wit made her an iconic and inspirational jurist, beloved by people young and old. Well, as we head to break, a live look outside the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. tonight, where thousands have showed up to memorialize the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We'll be back.